Do you remember the interview with Luke Chapila we showed you 2 weeks ago? This aerobatic and air race pilot told us that despite coronavirus, he's optimistic about the future. And now he's proving this in this amazing video. These outstanding shots were captured on a drone with a skillful FPV pilot. It's so good. Luke and his Edge 540, what a beautiful aircraft. We've got another packed episode for you right here. I'm your host Regan TETLOW and this is Sports News. The most spectacular, exciting and thrilling paragliding contest is on its way. On the 20th of June 2021, Red Bull X-Alps is about to begin and now organisers are slowly revealing the details of this year's route through the Alps. In the first ever edition of the Red Bull X-Alps, there was just one mid-race turn point, the ski resort of Verbier in Switzerland. And in the early years, the course was typically around 750 to 800 kilometres. In the last edition, the route was a straight line distance of 1,138 kilometres, the longest ever, with 12 turn points. This year, the longest distance between two turn points will be almost 246 kilometres. Plenty of room and route choices for the athletes. What a race it will be. Staying in the world of paragliding, we move from good news to bad news. Just look at the face of former paragliding world champion Honorin Hamad, published by Cross Country magazine a few days ago. Unfortunately, there won't be an FAI Paragliding World Championships this year. The event has been cancelled due to the global coronavirus pandemic. The 2-week-long competition was due to have been held in France in late May and early June. Organisers Air Environment, the French Federation, FFVL and the FAI Free Flight Commission said that too many uncertainties remain. Therefore, the decision has been taken to cancel the championship. Unofficially, the decision was forced mostly because of the gigantic troubles with travellers from other continents to Europe, which may cause difficulties for the athletes from various countries. So we showed you at the beginning some amazing stunt flying by the former air race pilot Luke Chapila, who is waiting for the beginning of the World Championship air race season to begin in 2022. And I got all the latest from this new racing formula from Willie Cruikshank from the WCAR board. Have a look.
I think because of the break earlier on in between seasons 1 and 2 of the Red Bull Air Race, iterations 1 and 2, there was always that underlying current of how long has this got to go before Red Bull decide that it's not for them anymore. Yeah. So it was a shock that it came and then ended so shortly after the announcement. It wasn't kind of we've only got a couple of seasons to go. It was literally in 2 months' time, 3 months' time, that's going to be it. So interestingly, I got a call pretty much the day of the announcement from some people out in Hong Kong that said, we've been working on the air race through other aspects. It's an amazing spectacle. It's an amazing event. It can't be allowed to just disappear. Yeah. We want to put it back together, and we've been told you're the guy that we should talk to about this. So that started, and that's probably nearly 18 months ago now, and we've been on the journey ever since then to get us to this point.
Were you expecting a call? Was it a complete surprise?
Yeah, of course it was a complete surprise. These other people, it was a contact of a contact of a contact kind of stuff that said, hey, give Willie a call. And then, within an hour, I was on the phone to key people saying, there's an opportunity here, we might be able to bring this back. And that's one of the great advantages here. We can tap into the huge wealth of experience and knowledge that the Red Bull Air Race built around this event. And the people that are coming to the new race series are bringing that with them. We are hugely grateful to Red Bull for everything they did. We've got a really good relationship with them in terms of how we are setting up the new air race. We are not the continuation of the Red Bull Air Race. We are the next iteration of the World Championship Air Race supported with the FAI. Yes. We bought the racetrack equipment from Red Bull, so we've got all the right stuff. Pilots, I'm sure we'll get on to talking about pilots shortly, but there's a lot of that. But in terms of the people that put the whole race together, whether it's event production or the aviation side of things, we can tap into all that experience, and there's some amazing people coming with us on this journey.
And you can find the whole interview with Willie on our Air Sports Promotion YouTube channel. And we've also got some good news for glider pilots. Take a look. The FAI announced the deadline for approval of bids for the 11th series of the Sailplane Grand Prix, and it is the 31st of October 2021. The 11th SGP Series national events will take place between the 1st of December 2021 and the 30th of November 2022. Bids are welcome for the SGP World Final to be held in 2023. The closest Sailplane Grand Prix event will take place in Rion-de-Lens in France from the 2nd till the 8th of May this year. Much sooner, we're inviting glider aerobatic pilots to the Estrella Classic Aerobatic Championships, which will take place at Estrella Sailplate in Maricopa, Arizona from the 26th to the 28th of March. It will be a great adventure for the fans for sure. So in previous shows we've featured base jumpers from many parts of the world, but there's quite an emerging scene over the last year in the mountains of the United Arab Emirates. Marco Milanese released a video of his jump from the peak of the Jebel Jais mountain. The summit has an elevation of 1,934 meters. It is located on the Omani side, but a high point west of this peak is considered the highest point in the United Arab Emirates. It's easy to imagine you're looking at images of Mars, don't you think? My second special guest this week is one of the most prolific formation skydiving coaches there's ever been. From his early days in South Africa to coaching some of the best four-way teams in the world, let's head over to Empuria Brava and catch up with the one and only Gary Smith.
In my old hometown, Empuria Brava, doing what you've been doing for quite a while now, coaching the teams. You're doing some tunnel coaching right now.
Exactly. Yeah, great. Always loved Empuria Brava. Haven't been here for a while now, so it's great to be back. And I'm coaching the Qatar Tigers, the four-way team. They're number one four-way team. And hopefully in a few weeks, Hayabusa will arrive here, the Belgium team, world champions. And hopefully they come out of lockdown and start jumping.
So they've not been out of Belgium for a while at the moment.
Yeah, they've been in. They were supposed to in October last year. They had a camp planned in Portugal because that was the only place that they could train, or the only place open, and they didn't make the camp. The Belgian military stepped in and said because of COVID, it's not essential, so they stopped them. So their last activity, tunnel and jumping, was in September last year. So they haven't done nothing. So they eager to get out, and then obviously they always feel that they're a little bit behind the US teams that have been training and the French that have trained.
So where were you just before coming to Empuria Brava in Spain, Gary?
I was at home in Netherlands, which has become a new home, Texel, the beautiful island. And I was there for a month. And before that, in mid-January to mid-February, I was lucky enough to go to Qatar, Doha, for the first time for me. So I traveled there, and they held a simulation meet of the SISM, which they are due to hold in November this year. So there was kind of like a little practice mini meet that they had. So it was a test event.
Gary's got many more nice skydiving stories for you, and you can find them all on our YouTube channel. Don't miss out. So who doesn't love the new eVTOL vehicles? Since the start of Air Sports News, we've shown you plenty of new ideas of drones able to carry people on board. And today, we've got something really fresh. Vertical Aerospace's 4-passenger all-electric eVTOL design will be powered by Rolls-Royce electric motors. The design, which uses a total of 8 motors, is said to be capable of 200 miles an hour cruise, 120 miles range, and vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. 4 of the 8 motors are housed in pivoting pods that allow them to provide vertical as well as longitudinal thrust. It is on course to certify in 2024. So I've met some of my best friends through air sports and aviation. It's something about being in the sky that creates these lifelong bonds. Italian paragliders and speed flying pilots Giovanni Pitali and Diego Bono tries to prove this in their latest fresh video, where they're speed flying in a tandem with a sledge beneath their butts. Such joy and happiness at the end of that video. I'm really missing in the sky. Let's move forward to our Hero of the Week section. In 1932, the filmmaker's great uncle, Cyril Taylor, flew across the Andes Mountains range in a Compa Swift, becoming the first person to manage the treacherous journey in a light aircraft. A commercial pilot with an aerial photography business, Taylor embarked on this flight to make a sale and promote his company. His flight was celebrated in the press in both South America and the UK, although it is now largely forgotten. Flight of the Hummingbird movie recreates Taylor's record-breaking journey using 3D animation and aerial drone cinematography of the Andes. On the 13th of March 1928 at Hamilton in Canada, Miss Eileen M. Vollick passed her flight test in a Curtiss JN4 Canuck and was issued license number 77. She was the first woman licensed as a pilot in Canada. On the 14th of March 1957, a United States Navy non-rigid airship, Goodyear SPG-2, departed on a long-distance flight to demonstrate the capabilities of a modern lighter-than-air military blimp. This airship had travelled 9,448 miles without landing or refuelling. The Fédération Aéronautique Internationale lists this as the longest recorded airship flight. The total duration of the flight was 264 hours and 14 minutes. On the 14th of March 1908, Henry Fairman made his first flight in his modified Voisin Fairman 1 Biz airplane. It was a single-place, single-engine, two-bay biplane with the elevator forward and a box kite tail. The Antoinette engine was replaced with a Renault rated at 50 horsepower, but was quickly changed back to the Antoinette. On the 15th of March 1932, Alan Bean was born. He was an American naval officer and aviator, aeronautical engineer, test pilot, and NASA astronaut. He was the fourth person to walk on the moon. He was selected to become an astronaut by NASA in 1963 as part of the Astronaut Group 3, spending more than 69 days in space, including 10 hours outside the spaceship. I'm available on Twitter, and if you want to write to our team, use news@airsportspromotion.com email. You can also join our airsportsfan.com platform. So that's it for today, but before I say goodbye, just look at how relaxing, emotional and romantic a simple general aviation flight can be. All you really need is a sunset, mountains and your imagination. So take a look, stay safe, and as always, keep your eyes on the skies.